There have been long queues at a court in Southwark today after 4,500 people were called before magistrates over not paying their council tax. Two-thirds of them got into debt after council tax benefit was scrapped earlier this year. Protesters outside court said it's unfair for councils to punish residents who simply don't have the money to pay their bills. Our political correspondent, Carl Mercer, reports.
It's not the sort of queue you want to be in. Waiting at the end of it is a courtroom and looming bills. These people summoned here by their local council for failing to pay their council tax. Southwark has issued 4,500 of these summonses. Today, locals faced court for the first time.
Whoever's coming up with these policies, I think they're just dreaming it. You know, they're making it up as they go along.
They work for the rich, they're all right. Not like us, we're the poor people. We're the poor people.
I just found out like a month and a half ago that I had to pay it. So I have no idea. So I'm going to find out now.
You're a bit of a shock to be able to be called to court, right?
Hell yeah, so I haven't done anything.
Many of these people didn't used to pay council tax, but the benefit was cut by government. Some councils have taken on the cost themselves. Southwark has passed it on, meaning those who were getting council tax benefit will now have to pay about 15% of the bill.
I'm trying very, very hard to make ends meet at the moment, and I have been I was summoned to court. I got very threatening letters and told to pay a bill.
How much money are you spending on taking people to court? Now,
the man from the council did put in an appearance this morning. It didn't take long for him to get noticed or to get to understand the strength of feeling here.
You could come out and say no, Southwark is putting its foot down and is not going to make these cuts.
Other boroughs in London have not passed the cuts on to the poorest, and Southwark have, and so we would urge them to think again.
Southwark says its hands are tied and cuts would have to come from elsewhere if it didn't make people pay part of their council tax.
Well, the majority of councils have done the same as us. It's only a small minority that have been able to afford to not pass that on. For us here in Southwark, it would cost us somewhere between £2.8 to £3.5 million every year, and that's money we can't afford given all the other cuts that we faced.
The government told us today it had localised council tax benefit because it more than doubled under the last government. It said councils should take into account the impact of changes on vulnerable people. Southwark said it couldn't rule out more summonses next year. Carl Mercer, BBC London News.
The human